Luka Doncic will be the best player in the league. Let's get into this. Ever since being drafted 3rd overall in the 2018 NBA draft, Luka Doncic has been an absolute household name and an absolute superstar. In Luka's rookie season, he averaged 21 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game on 42% shooting from the field. And after his rookie season, everyone knew he's already a superstar in the making. And it's not like Luka Doncic had physical gifts in terms of his athleticism. Compared to the rest of the league, Luka Doncic isn't really athletic at all compared to them. So the fact that he's able to put up such great numbers and play so well on a winning team for the Dallas Mavericks is so crazy to watch and so exciting. In terms of his offensive play, Luka Doncic is literally almost perfect in every aspect of his game. Going point by point, so let's start with shooting. His shooting ability is well above average. He can shoot from 3-point range, very deep. He has a lot of range from 3 as well as he can shoot from the mid-range. Luka Doncic doesn't necessarily shoot the 3 ball at a great percentage. In his rookie season, he only shot 32% from deep, which is pretty poor, but he was taking so many attempts per game. He was taking 7 threes per game, which is a ton. But on top of that, when it really mattered, he was hitting his threes. He's a more than capable shooter from 3. And it's good to see that Luka Doncic kept improving his 3-point shot, because this season he's shooting 36% from deep, which still isn't great, but that's more of a mediocre percentage from 3, and he's still taking a ton of attempts per game. Now he's actually taking 8.4 attempts per game, up from 7.1, and he's shooting a higher percentage, so that just shows he's been working on his jump shot diligently. And when you look at Luka Doncic's actual jump shot, you see that he has a pretty slow release, and on top of that, he's not super athletic, so he doesn't get high off the ground on his jump shots. So you may ask, why doesn't he get blocked more from 3 or just in general on jump shots? But the reason is the point at where he shoots from is extremely high angle, which helps him out tremendously, and he's super effective with that shot, so it's almost impossible to block. And the fact that Luka Doncic is so efficient getting to the basket with his above average quickness, he's not super athletic, but he's very quick off his feet, and he has above average handles, which helps him get to the basket pretty easily. Then puts a defender in a tough spot because they can't necessarily play up super high to him, because obviously he's not a great percentage shooter from 3, but on top of that, he can easily blow by defenders, so it just puts him in a tough situation, which helps his 3-point shooting as well and get more kind of open shots like that. Luka Doncic also has well above average finishing ability around the rim, as well as great ball handling to get to the basket. So as I touched on before, Luka Doncic has above average quickness, so he's able to get by his defenders most of the time and also use that handle to get by them as well. And when he gets to the basket, he has a ton of finishing moves where he's very crafty around the basket to finish over stronger and bigger defenders. Luka Doncic also has a very effective floater game, which if you're a point guard, he's technically not a point guard, but he plays point guard basically. So if you're a point guard, it's very important to have that floater game when you get to the basket. If you can't get all the way to the basket and you have that little in-between floater, that's very important for every point guard to have, and very effective as well. When you watch Luka Doncic out there, the main thing besides that he's a super talented player and an absolute superstar is the fact that he's such a crafty player. As I said, he's obviously not as athletic as other NBA players or really athletic in general, but he always knows where to get to his spots, how to get to his spots, and just finish and be very effective in the offense, even though he doesn't have great athleticism. Luka Doncic is obviously a very above average offensive player and scorer, and very difficult to stop. But the one thing that really separates him from a lot of players, and the reason why I think Luka Doncic will be the best player in the NBA one day, is his passing and playmaking ability. Luka Doncic constantly gets his teammates wide open shots and very easy shots. Every time I watch a Dallas Mavericks game, it's either Luka Doncic is absolutely going off or he's finding his teammates for wide open shots. Well, really both at the same time. But it's just great to see how well of a passer he is and really gets wide open easy shots for all his teammates. There's so many guys out there in the league that are stars or even superstars that are amazing scorers in this league and very efficient scorers, but aren't necessarily on winning teams just due to the fact that they're not great playmakers and they don't make their teammates around them better. Yeah, they're great scorers and they put up great numbers, but if you don't make your teammates better and get your teammates wide open shots, it's very difficult to win consistently. And when we talk about Luka Doncic, he's not just a good passer and playmaker, he's a great passer and playmaker. And some of the teams that he was on in his rookie season, even his second year, more his rookie season, the team wasn't great around him, but the fact that he was such a great playmaker and obviously a great scorer and just a great player in general really elevated his team. And every single season, he elevates his team and makes them better than they otherwise would have been. Luka Doncic is also specifically really good at passing out of the double teams or trap when they're trying to trap him at the top of the key. And he often gets it out to wide open teammates for a wide open three, or he gets a hockey assist and really makes the defense work and really rotate to players, and someone would eventually be wide open. Luka Doncic is just so brilliant offensively. Literally in every single way, he's very prolific and well above average. Luka Doncic also has that ability that very few NBA players have, which is being able to see plays before they happen and getting very easy layups for players. There's only a very few amount of guys that have something like that, and a few guys that come to my mind are guys like Chris Paul, LeBron James, Rajon Rondo, guys like that, just very prolific passers. When you look at Luka Doncic and how he races the skill of his teammates and really helps his team win, the first thing that I would really point to is last season in the NBA bubble when it's the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Mavericks in the first round. Coming into that series, nobody really expected the Mavs to have any shot. Porzingis ended up getting hurt. It was just Luka Doncic against the Los Angeles Clippers with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and most people were expecting that Clippers team to win the championship, or at the very least be one of the contenders, them and the Lakers, to win the championship. And Luka Doncic really made that a series. Besides him playing extremely well in that series, he also made his teammates play really well and gave them confidence, and really made that series a dogfight when no one really thought they had any chance, especially when Porzingis got hurt early in that series. At one point, we all remember that crazy game winner that Luka Doncic hit, and at one point, Luka Doncic and the Mavs were actually favored against the Clippers to win that series. They didn't end up winning that series, but either way, just the fact that they played so well and put up such a fight against a championship contender, which is really good to see, especially when their second best player was hurt that whole series. Luka obviously also has that clutch gene. He's hit countless game winners in his short 3-year career so far, and the fact that he's hitting game winners and is so clutch this early in his career is very promising for him going forward, because there's some guys who are just clutch and some guys who are just not. There are a few exceptions of guys that weren't clutch and eventually did become clutch. LeBron is probably the best example. In the beginning of his career, he was known for not being clutch, but he worked on it, and eventually now he's more of a clutch player. But with Luka Doncic, it just comes natural to him, and right away he's a very clutch player. And when you look at all the best players in the league, you need to be clutch to be a real championship winner. Overall, I really do think Luka Doncic will be the best player in the league eventually after some time goes on, just due to the fact of how prolific he is in every aspect of his game, and especially how great of a passer he is. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Luka Doncic will be the best player in the league one day, or do you think Luka Doncic won't be the best player and there's other guys that will always be better than him? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Until the next time, peace out, guys.